Hi and welcome to Tech Lab. Not long ago, purchasing a low-cost smartphone meant you were in for a miserable time, poor performance, insufficient updates, or poor battery life. Nowadays, though, not so much. Some of the best inexpensive Android phones start at less than $200 and aren't all that different from the greatest Android flagship phone available. Furthermore, with the approaching holiday sales, several of our favorite low-cost products are set to become even more affordable. We've compiled a list of our favorite budget options that won't break the bank. Links for more information and updated prices are in the description down below. First up, an Android phone from Motorola, the G Stylus. Among the other budget options on this list, this Motorola model is quite unique as it includes a stylus that hides away into the device like Galaxy Note phones. Additionally, with a MediaTek chipset, 6GB of memory and a 6.8 inches 1080p 90Hz display makes for very adequate performance at this price. Another huge plus is the superb 5000 mAh battery that can last for days on a single charge. As with most budget phones, the front camera usually isn't that great, and this one also leaves a bit to be desired. However, the 50-megapixel rear camera is very respectable at this price, and cover the needs for the average users. Next up, we've got a phone from OnePlus, the Nord N20. This model is running a Snapdragon 695 chipset with 6GB of memory and a stunning 6.4 inches 60Hz OLED display, spec'd out very impressively considering the price. Although N25's battery is running at 500 mAh less than the Moto G Stylus, it will charge way faster with 30 watts compared to the 10 watts charging of the G Stylus. As with other cheap phones, the front camera is quite mediocre, but the rear is fairly decent. With a 64-megapixel rear camera, it does great shots in daylight with well-balanced exposures and manageable noise. Contrast could be a little better, but overall photo and video capture is very acceptable. Third on our list, and our best value option, is the Galaxy A03s by Samsung. With 3GB of memory and a low-end MediaTek chipset, you won't get as good performance as other options on this list, and if you are looking for a good device for images, you should probably keep on looking. But if you just want a smartphone that covers all the necessities, and does it well for a very fair price, this is in our opinion the best option. The 6.5 inches display is sharp and bright, it's got 32GB of storage with expandability of up to 1TB and a decent 5000 mAh battery, as well as a fingerprint sensor for less hassle. For almost less than half the price of the other two phones mentioned in this list so far, the performance difference isn't comparatively significant. Fourth on our list is another one from Samsung, the Galaxy A53. This one will cost you a little more, but it's well worth it for how it performs, and as such it claims our premium budget option on this list. Sporting a high-end Exynos chipset and 6GB of memory along a beautiful 6.5 inches 120Hz OLED display is more than enough performance for any average user. The A53 also has some surprisingly good camera features, with a 64-megapixel rear camera, 12-megapixel ultra-wide and 5-megapixel for each macro and depth options. It even has the handy fingerprint sensor hidden underneath the display and a powerful 5000 mAh battery supercharging at 25 watts. The A53 comes in $50 cheaper than its predecessor the A52, and significantly better than the similarly priced Pixel 5a. In other words, this is a very fail-safe option at this budget range. For our number one spot and the editor's choice, we've picked the Pixel 6a by Google. Despite being among the more expensive options here, it's still well within the budget tiers of phones available on the market these days. With 6GB of memory and a Tensor chipset used in both the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, it's certainly the fastest on this list. The rear camera sensor creates outstanding images to portray on the lush 6.1 inches 1080p OLED display. Like other alternatives on this list, this one also has a fingerprint sensor underneath the display, albeit not as good. One thing to keep in mind about this version of Google's Pixel series is that it lacks a headphone jack and relies solely on Bluetooth connectivity. However, if you value speed, dependability, camera performance, and build quality, there's a lot to enjoy here for a reasonable price. Well, that concludes our list of the top 5 budget Android smartphones of 2022. If you are interested in more information or updated prices about these particular models, check the links down in the description below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content, and let us know which one is your favorite down in the comments below. Until next time, have a great day.